Whew. All right, it has come. The day has come. This is the final episode in this hot tub for a while. And as you know, I'm going to get total knee replacement surgery on Friday. And so I won't be able to get in the hot tub for a couple of months due to risk of infection. But you know what? Doesn't mean the show is going to stop. Dope Divorce is going to continue. Oh, that's right. I forgot to tell you. We're no longer surviving divorce. To make a long story short, the YouTube algorithm was screwing up the content that I was creating to get to you. Because as you and I know, this is the best channel on YouTube that deals with surviving divorce, but that algorithm, that machine code doesn't know that, and it keeps burying the footage. So I would put in the name of the show, the exact name of an episode that I created, like Grow a Pair, You Can't Fix Yourself, and even if I did that, still there would be about 70 pages, channels ahead of me before you even get to the content. So I figured, screw the algorithm, I'm gonna have to come up with a novel name that no one else is sharing. So when you put in Dope Divorce, you go right to the content and you can get your fix, and we can continue on our journey of surviving divorce. So the next question is, well, what the hell does DOPE stand for? Determined, objective, positive, evolved divorce. And that's all that I've been talking about this entire time. Being determined that you are going to be a better version of yourself, that you're going to correct your flaws, right? And that you are going to evolve as a person, evolve as a partner, become a better father, become a better mate, become a better whatever. You are determined to actually make corrections in your life. And of course, you're going to be objective about your divorce. None of this staying in our heads, whining, her fault, my fault. You just being objective about it. And what is the objectivity about divorce? It is the greatest thing that ever happened to you. Point blank. Got to be objective. That's also being positive about it. Don't look at divorce as a negative. Oh, the marriage failed. Because what do we know? That about 40% of them are going to, 40 to 45% first-time marriages are going to fail. 70% of second-time marriages are going to fail. And 80% of third-time marriages are going to fail. And what does that tell us? The more times you're married, the lesser the chance you have of that marriage succeeding. And why is that? It's because you're not looking at divorce positively, you're not being determined, you're not being objective, and most of all, you are not evolving. But back to positive for a second. Be positive about divorce. Because remember, I've been saying over and over, negative thoughts breed. I mean, they breed negative reactions, negative results. Positive thoughts breed positive actions and positive results. It's just that simple. It's all about attitude. And then, of course, evolving. Like I said before in Determined, we are trying to evolve into a better version of ourselves. Throughout our divorce, there's been all kind of like red flags and statements and stuff that made about flaws in our character, places where we can improve in a relationship. Because after all, we're flawed individuals, right? And so what we want to do is we want to improve those things. But as we learned in the last episode, we can't fix ourselves. We got to get professional help where professional help is needed. So if you got emotional problems, get help from a professional. If you got mental problems, get professional help, get on medication. If you got some deep-seated things that happen to you that cause PTSD or trauma in your life that negatively affects your relationship, get that shit handled. And by getting it handled, you are evolving. All right, so dope divorce. That's what we're talking about. So what are we going to talk about today? I mean, after all, this is the last episode and we got to go out with a bang. So let's talk about the scariest, well, one of the scariest monsters that rears its head in a divorce. Not only in a divorce, but months after a divorce, sometimes years after a divorce. And that is the monster called loneliness. Yep, my voice cracked. Look at that. The monster called loneliness. Now, Believe it or not, this is going to sound weird, but I truly believe that there is no reason on the face of the earth for any of us to be lonely, especially those of us who are divorced. No reason whatsoever. Because simply loneliness means is that it's a sadness caused by social isolation, being away from others, not having contact with someone you love, or someone that's important to you. That's all it is. So if social isolation is the only thing, that's the only thing that's what loneliness is, that causes loneliness, then that is one of the most easily corrected problems or emotions that's out there. All you have to do is just get up off your ass and do something. That's right, I said it. Get up off your ass and do something. And remember, it's all about attitude, right? If you look at divorce in a negative manner, she's gone, my kids are gone, I miss them, I'm by myself in life, I have no one to love me, I have no one to hug, that's all negative, 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 negative. Versus looking at it in a positive manner, it's like, holy crap, that person that irritated me in my life is out of my life now. Now I'm able to, when I'm with my kids, I can just be with my kids without having someone interfering. I am now able to do the things that I wanted to do that I couldn't do when I was married because someone was always complaining that I'm spending too much time doing something else other than listening to them, doing stuff around the house, doing stuff with the kids, or whatnot. You know, remember those Westerns you wanted to watch, or the football games you wanted to watch, and someone was always coming in and saying you should be doing this and you should be doing that, and you watch too much TV, you watch too much, too many movies, or you spend too much time out in the garage, you spend too much time in the backyard, you spend too much time on the golf course. All that shit is gone now. So look on the positive side. All the impediments to you doing what you wanted to do with your fucking life is gone. I mean, except, you gotta work and you do have visitation if you have visitation and whatnot. So now you have the royal opportunity to go out and do all those things that you wish you could have done when you were with your ex. And if you don't do it, that's all that is that's just fucking laziness. Get your ass up off the couch and go out there and do all those things that you wanted to do. And if you didn't want to do anything, if all you did was want to sit on the couch and now you're lonely because that's all you then you know what? You need to evolve. You need to get out there and get yourself a fucking hobby. Go out there and occupy your mind, occupy your soul, your spirit. Go out there and just learn to do something. Find some enjoyment in something other than just sitting on the couch and watching TV in a dark ass house. You can go out and volunteer. Rather than sitting at home, drinking alcohol, and in misery that you no longer have a spouse or your kids aren't there, go volunteer at the fucking boys club. Go volunteer at a homeless shelter. Go volunteer at the Humane Society. There are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of charitable organizations out there that you can go and volunteer your time. And by going out there and volunteering your time, you are going to be coming into contact with other people who are going to be grateful for your service. And get this, while doing that, you never know, you might meet your next partner. You just never know. But one thing that you are doing by going out and volunteering is that you are thinking about someone else. You're putting someone else's needs ahead of your needs. That's right, because you could just sit at home and sulk, but instead you're going to go out and you're going to volunteer. You're going to go out and help someone else in the community. So again, that's why I personally believe there is no reason on the face of this earth that anyone should be lonely, especially someone who's just had a divorce. And if you had kids and the kids aren't at home, well, man, this is just a great opportunity, because you know what you could be doing with all this free time while your kids are away from you, waiting for you to go and have visitation with them, you can be planning your next trip, your next adventure, your next whatever you're going to be doing with your kids. And believe me, planning occupies your mind. And that also helps with loneliness. Again, I'm just throwing out ideas of things that you could be doing to combat loneliness. But the thing that will not combat loneliness is inactivity. It's being negative, right? It's being undetermined, right? It's not having an objective or a goal. All that stuff, that just lets that little monster of loneliness just come in and creep in and start walking through your mind and talking in your ear, saying you're worthless, saying, see, nobody wants to be around you. You know, you're crap as a person. You know, how come you are, 40 years old and no one wants to be your friend? You don't have anybody calling you or texting you? No. So go out and do something. And if worse comes to worse, and I mean, you just, for whatever reasons, I don't know, another pandemic happens or it's snowing and you can't get out, another fucking cure for loneliness? I'm saying spend $20 and get on a dating app and then just start scrolling through pictures and texting people. Yeah, it's not the same as going out and meeting somebody and seeing them face to face and talking to them and, in physical contact and dopamine release and everything like that. But you know what it is? You're still talking to somebody. Text somebody a message, right? Somebody in this world will respond. And that's a form of communication. Get your hopes up. You know what? It's whatever it is, it's a distraction. But it is a positive distraction because you're actually doing something. And that's the key to overcoming loneliness, is doing something, not just sitting back. And when I say doing something, I don't mean doing drugs or doing alcohol or none of that crazy ass shit or terrorizing people, harassing people, but just doing something positive in your life, okay? And by doing that, you're going to evolve as a person. Now, if you really get to the place where you just feel like you've tried all that, Jeff, I've done all that, I just can't shake it, then you know what you need to do? You can't fix yourself. Then you get on the phone and you call and you make yourself an appointment. Go see a mental health professional. Go see a doctor, psychiatrist, psychologist, mental health counselor. That's what you do. Because if you can't fix it, and something's broken, you might need medication, you might need therapy. But you know what? There's a lot of people out there a lot smarter than you and a lot smarter than me who are trained to help. And before you do anything stupid, then go see the doctor, like the rap song, go see a doctor. Go get help. And there's nothing wrong with getting help. We get help for all kinds of things in our lives, right? You get a toothache, you go see a dentist, right? You got chest pains, you go see a doctor, right? Car is messed up, you go see a mechanic. Pipes messed up, call the plumber. If your head's messed up and you can't combat loneliness, get it out the way, go see a doctor. No shame in that. And remember, all this that we're doing here is making us a better version of ourselves. So when the next relationship comes around, we won't have to fight these same battles. And the reason why this is important with loneliness is in life, you need to be responsible for your own contentment. I'll say that once again. You need to be responsible for your own contentment. Learn to love yourself. Learn to like who you are, like your thoughts, like your outlook on life, like what you've become, and learn how to enjoy yourself. Enjoy being around yourself. Enjoy sitting outside by yourself and doing things. And if you can do that, you become a better person. You will have evolved, and that will make you a better person for your next partner or your spouse, because then you won't be relying on them to make you happy. You won't be relying on them to make you joyful. You won't be relying on them to make you feel unlonely, because you'll be able to be your own source of contentment and happiness and fulfillment. And that, my friend, is a fantastic characteristic to have, because not many men have that. Not many women have that. If you have that and you possess that, that is a gold nugget. It's a diamond. That will help you in your next relationship. So, whatever you do, however you do it, celebrate life. I'll see you next episode. Hopefully in a hot tub somewhere. But if not, you'll see me in the studio. All right, take care.